So let us start from where we left. Okay, so this was the proposition that we were proving. So this was the proposition that we were proving. So it is actually the associativity of the product. So proposition was if A, B, C are objects in a category, if A, B, C are objects in a category, then A cross B cross C is isomorphic to A cross B cross C provided products exist. Provided products exist. Okay. So so let us see the proof. So consider the projections. Consider the projections PA. You call sorry P1. Call it P1. P1 from A cross B to A. P2 from A cross B to B. Q1 from B cross C to B. B cross C to B. Q2 from B cross C to C. B cross C to C. R1 from A cross B cross C to A cross B. R2 from A cross B cross C to C. S1 from A cross B cross C to A. S2 from A cross B cross C to B cross C. Okay, these are all projections. Then if you take P2 composition R1, P2 composition R1, it is going to be from A cross B cross C to B, and P1 composition R1, if you take P1 composition R1, it is going to be from A cross B cross C to A. Similarly, this Q1 composition S2, it is from A cross B cross C to B, and Q2 composition S2. Q2 composition S2, it is from A cross B cross C to C. Okay. Now first you take the product B cross C. Okay.
सर ये जो Q1 कंपोजिशन S2 और Q2 कंपोजिशन S2 है वो A क्रॉस B क्रॉस C से आएगा, B क्रॉस C में ब्रैकेट होगा शायद।
एक मिनट, Q1 कहाँ से कहाँ है? Q1 इज फ्रॉम
सर
B से,
S2 है ना, A क्रॉस B क्रॉस C।
S2 है B क्रॉस C से C पे है।
सर S2
हाँ, और Q1 कहाँ से कहाँ है? Q1 है, Q1 भी तो B क्रॉस, एक मिनट, Q1 इज, आप किसका बोल रहे हो?
सर ये लास्ट लाइन जो आपने लिखी,
Q1 कंपोजिशन
सर
S2।
ये A क्रॉस B क्रॉस C होगा,
हाँ, यस यस।
तो ब्रैकेट में B क्रॉस C होगा।
ओह यस यस, हाँ हाँ, ऐसे होगा, यस। सो इट इज A क्रॉस B क्रॉस, यस। और दूसरा वाला Q2 कंपोजिशन S2, Q2 कहाँ से है?
सर उसमें भी B क्रॉस C।
हाँ ठीक, गुड। सो दिस वुड बी A क्रॉस B क्रॉस C to C, yes. Okay. So by the universal property of the product B and C, okay. So by the universal property of the product B and C, so by the universal property of the product B and C, okay, means you are taking this product B cross C, B cross C, okay. So B cross C to uh, B, B cross C to B, what we have taken B cross C to B, we have taken it Q1, okay. So B cross C to B, you have Q1, and B cross C to C, you have taken Q2. So you have these arrows. Now you take this A cross B cross C. So from A cross B cross C to B, you have P2 composition R1. So you have P2 composition R1, and here you have uh, from A cross B cross C to C, you have R2. Okay. So by the universal property of this B cross C as the product of B and C, so you have a morphism, unique morphism from here to here, call it F. So a morphism F from A cross B, so F from A cross B cross C to B cross C, such that such that uh, if you take Q1 composition F, it has to be P2 composition R1. So you have this Q1 composition F is P2 composition R1, and Q2 composition F is R2. Okay. Again, by the universal property of A and B cross C, again by the universal property of A of the product A and B cross C. So you have here A cross B cross C. So A cross B cross C to A you have taken S1, S1, and here you have taken S2. So I am taking here B cross C. Okay. So you have taken S2. Now from A cross B cross C to A क्या है आपके पास एरो A cross B A cross B cross C to A you have this
P1 composition,
R1. So
P1 composition R1.
P1 composition R1, and from here to here you have F just from the above. Okay, F
Sir,
है ना F ही है ना.
yes, sir.
Now by the universal property you will get a unique morphism from here to here. Call it G. So G from you will get a morphism G from A cross B cross C to A cross B cross C such that S1 composition G is P1 composition R1 and S2 composition G is F. Okay, so you call it 1, call it 2. Now similarly you have similarly there exist unique morphisms. There exist, now I am just cutting it short. There exists unique morphism H from A cross B cross C to A cross B and I from A cross B cross C to A cross B cross C such that you will have this P1 composition H is S1, P2 composition H is Q1 composition S2. And secondly you will have R1 composition I is H, R2 composition I is Q2 composition S2. So finally we have, doing all this, you can now see we have, if I take this composition Q1 composition S2 composition G composition I, okay, it is what it is going to be Q1 composition F composition I, and it is going to be P2 composition R1 composition I, and it is going to be P2 composition H, and which is going to be Q1 composition S2, Q1 composition S2. Okay, also Q2 composition S2, composition G composition I is going to be Q2 composition F composition I, which is going to be R2 composition I, which is going to be Q2 composition S2, which is going to be Q2 composition S2. And by the universal part, by the uniqueness property of the universal part of B cross C, by the uniqueness proper uniqueness part of the universal property of B cross C, it follows that S2 composition G composition I is S2. Similarly, S1 composition G composition I is S1. Now the universal property of now by the universal property of A cross B cross C, we conclude that G composition I must be equal to identity on A cross B cross C. Similarly, I composition G is same as identity on A cross B cross C. So this shows that G and I are inverse of each other. So this shows that I and G are inverse of each other. So since G was from A cross B cross C, where was from G? Just 1 minute. Yes, G was from here to here, so G is an isomorphism. So you can say that these two are isomorphic. Okay, so you can say that the products are isomorphic, or you can say that the products are actually associative up to isomorphism in a category. In a category, the product of three objects is associative up to an isomorphism. Okay. Now you carefully see these morphisms and see whether I was right or some mistake has been done. Okay. Carefully see these compositions. Now, in group category, now I am leaving an exercise for you to verify. Exam exercise. Prove that or show that. Now in set category, we have seen that that the product is actually the Cartesian product. Now in group category, show that in group category, The product is actually the direct product of the groups. The product is the uh, direct product of groups. Now, you can also see the product in other uh, structured categories, or you can say concrete categories. Also, find the products in other concrete categories. Say, for example, you take the category ring, monoid, moon, okay, or even you can take this category top, etc. Okay, this is an exercise for you to look at these categories. Now, one important, I would say this is an interesting example. Uh, we know that a pose set is considered as a category. Okay, so what is the product when a pose set is considered as a category? I will take the special case of I will take a special pose set. Just see. So I will take the positive integer, the pose set of positive integer with the relation of divisibility. So let n with this relation where where for any a and b in n, a less than or equal to b if and only if b divides a. This is the relation. It is clearly a partial order on n. It is clearly a partial order on n. Now consider now once you have a pose set, you can consider it as a category. Now consider, you know this process. Consider n with this relation as a category. Okay, where you know this that for any a and b in n, what is home ab? Home ab is, you know, it is empty if a is not related to b, and it is a singleton set. Call it is a singleton. Call x if a is less than or equal to b. Okay, now what is our claim? Our claim is that, so we claim that for any a and b in n, for any positive integers a and b, for every a comma b in n, a cross b is LCM of a and b. LCM, least common multiple of a and b. This is our claim. So first you will have to have morphisms from the LCM to a and b respectively. So let us see how it is true. Let L denotes the LCM of, so let us call it L. So clearly A divides L, so you can say that L is less than or equal to A. B also divides L. Okay, so this means B is also less than or equal to A. So you have arrows from L to A and B both. So here is your L. So from L to, by definition of home sets, so L to A, call it X, L to B, call it Y. So you have arrows. Now let M be any other object having arrows from M to both A and B. Okay, so say it is X dash, it is Y dash. So let M be any object with M to A, you have X dash, and M to B, you have Y dash. Now once you have an arrow from M to A, it means what? It means M has to be less than or equal to A, and M also has to be less than or equal to B. Or you can say that A divides M and B divides M. So what does it mean? It means that M is the common multiple of A and B. So M is the common multiple of A and B. But L is the least common multiple of A and B. Okay. So but then, since it is the least, so L must have to divide M. Or you can say that M is less than or equal to L. So once M is less than or equal to L, you have an arrow from M to L, and unique in fact, because the home set is singleton. So this means what? This means you have home, you are getting an arrow. Home M L is Z. And this unique arrow makes this diagram commute because homes are singleton sets. Homes are singletons. So since homes are singletons, if non-empty they are singletons. So this means what? Home M, you take home MB, M comma B, home MB, which is actually Y composition Z, but it has to be Y dash. So you can say that this side of this diagram commutes. Similarly, home MA, which is X composition Z, it has to be X dash. And but what does it show? It actually shows that our claim is true. This proves that L is the product of A and B. Thus, L is the product of A and B. Now, I will give an exercise for you to take another post set as a category. So, exercise, let A be any set, let A be any set. Now, consider the power set of A and define an order on this. And for any x and y in power set of A, you define this x less than or equal to y if and only if x is a subset of y. Then this PA with respect to this order is a poset. Now consider it as a category. Consider it as a category and show that and show that the product of x and y is actually x intersection, their intersection. Show that X cross Y is X intersection Y in this category. Okay, hope you will do this. Now, this was the product of any two. Whatever we did, the product for any two objects. Now, this product of the notion of product can be generalized to any arbitrary family of objects in a category. Okay. So, what is the definition then for arbitrary family? Just let me give the definition. Properties are same, but instead of having two objects, you have a family of objects, and you are defining their product. You will define in this fashion. Uh, Let I be the index set. Let I belonging to I be a family of objects. Be a family of objects in a category C. Category C. A product of this family. A product of this family is a pair. Is a pair. Is a pair P and these Pi, where Pi they are morphisms, where P is an object, where where P is an object and Pi from P to each object Ci, I belong to I, are morphisms. So you have this situation here. Here you have P and here you have this family of objects Ci, and these are the morphisms Pi. And this pair has the property that for any object Q and any set of morphisms from Q to each of these Ci, say Qi, there exists a unique morphism R from Q to P such that Pi composition R is Qi, such that if Q Qi I belong to I is an other pair with this property, then there exists a unique morphism R from Q to P such that the diagram commutes. The diagram commutes. That is to say that Pi composition R is Qi. Okay, so I hope you got this point, this notion of product in a category. There are plenty of things to be studied, but unfortunately, due to shortage of time, we can't go into the details. Maybe tomorrow or in the next class, I will take the dual notion of the product in a category, and that is I call it as a co-product. So we will discuss co-product in the next class. If you have questions, you put.
हाँ आफ्ताब सर सलाम वालेकुम।
Yes, yes. Walaikum salam.
सर मैं अमीन बोल रहा हूँ.
हाँ बताइए.
Sir, actually, I have one question that is pertaining to this monomorphism and epimorphism.
Yes, what is your question?
Sir, question is that sir, when we this the definition of surjectivity and injectivity that we define here in terms of functions, means we use the concept of
in terms of
functions.
okay.
So here, sir, we have actually we use here the notion of reversing the logic. So my question is, sir, keeping in view the set theoretic definition, suppose epimorphism. Set theory definition for epimorphism or surjectivity is that for each element in the
No,
codomain.
first of all, epimorphism is not a set theoretic concept. It is a categorical concept.
But actually, most probably it has means it has been generalized from the same, because the notion is somewhat very coincidental
No,
with the set theory.
for set category you have if and only if condition.
Those are not set. I'm saying set theoretic notion in surjectivity says that for each element in codomain there has to be an element in domain.
Yes.
So here we deal with the elements, but here we says that we choose
Yes.
quantifiers are chosen by us for all the objects in the category and for all the mechanisms. And let's see be any object from amongst the bunch of the collection of the objects.
देखो ईपी की
So we say that
ईपी की डेफिनेशन क्या है आपके पास? कोई ए से
sir
बी आपके पास कोई मॉर्फिज्म है एफ, आप इसको ईपी
yes
कहोगे दैट इफ फॉर एवरी पेयर सी एंड फॉर एवरी पेयर ऑफ मॉर्फिज्म्स से जी
yes
एच, if you have H composition F is equal to G composition F, it must imply that H is same.
H is going to be.
Means this F has to be cancelable from the right. ठीक है ना?
But sir, how do you define this surjectivity? Means one object has
देखो
we have to.
इन सब्जेक्टिव में तो हर किसी एलिमेंट का प्री इमेज होना चाहिए, है ना? बट इट इज ए कोइंसिडेंट दैट a morphism which is surjective is always having this property. You can cancel it from the left
But sir,
to the
actually,
right.
but our means our concern here is to show F is a surjective. So we are developing the notion in
No,
terms of
our concern
categorical.
is not to show that F is surjective. Every surjective is in fact EP, but converse is not true. ठीक है? Our concern is not to show that subjectivity is not our concern.
Sir, इस definition जो है ना मतलब F and G, why do we require two morphisms and for all objects for all morphisms between them? इसका मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा कि then we have to cancel the F. What does it have to do with F? अभी मतलब पता नहीं चल रहा कि how we are going from one object to another, then we are choosing third.
नहीं.
For any object from the category.
अगर आप कैंसिल कर रहे हो तो you need two morphisms. अगर one morphism लोगे तो आप कैसे कैंसिल कर पाओगे?
सर कैंसिल तो बात की मतलब है ना वो ये तो जब हम इक्वेशन को डेवलप करेंगे, मगर मुझे डेवलप से पहले जो वो थॉट है वही मतलब इंट्यूशन में नहीं बैठ रहा है कि हो क्या रहा है. और
थॉट यही है कि इट इज अ जनरलाइजेशन ऑफ सर्जेक्टिवनेस एंड इन सम कैटेगरीज यू हैव इफ एंड ओनली इफ कंडीशन, but in certain categories you don't have the converse. Okay, it is just a categorical.
मोनोमॉर्फिज्म डिफाइन करना होता तब वो मतलब सी से ए मैप डिफाइन कर रहा है, तब वो
Monomorphism is just
कंपोजिशन ले रहा है.
yes, monomorphism is just the dual concept of epimorphism. Okay,
तो यहाँ पे वो पोस्ट वो कंपोजिशन ले रहा है.
It
अब सर जब एच इज इक्वल टू जी आ रहा है तो इसका मीनिंग क्या होगा, मतलब ये नोशन क्या है ये?
यही है कि हम कैंसिल कर पा रहे हैं एफ को दोनों तरफ से. कंपोजिशन अगर कंपोजिशन सेम है तो एच और जी सेम है. ओके, if the composition is same then h and g they are same. ठीक है ना? So f के साथ अगर दो मॉर्फिज्म्स का कंपोजिशन सेम है तो वो सेम मॉर्फिज्म है. ठीक है ना?